it's a positive film. It has heroes and villains, and that it essentially is a fun movie to watch. It's been a long time since people have been able to go to the movies and see a sort of straightforward, wholesome, fun adventure.
Well, it's a fantasy. It's not science fiction so much as it is space fantasy. And it's about people. It's finally about people and not finally about science.
The story, when you actually put it into words, is only so much nonsense to hang a great visual experience onto. It's the stuff that fairy tales are made of.
Sort of boiling down religion into a very basic concept. The fact that there is some deity or some power or some force that sort of controls our destiny works for good and also works for evil.
Marvellous, healthy innocence. Great pace, wonderful to look at, full of guts, nothing unpleasant. I mean, people go bang bang and people fall over and are dead, but, no horrors. A sort of wonderful freshness about it, kind of like a wonderful fresh air.
It's got whatever you want it to be. It's pure entertainment. It's like a roller coaster ride, and it can be interpreted as long as you enjoy it, which is the intention.
Hello and welcome back to Generation Skywalker. The Modern Way returns. We're returning to an old favourite, Gift What Gift, our Christmas gift guide. And joining me tonight to take us through the gift guide is Daniel Burgess. Good evening, Danny boy.
Good evening, mate.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm well. You?
Yeah. I'm just trying. Is it Danny boy you like or the Burgess? I can't quite remember what you asked us to call you. Or is it
I
a
haven't
mix
got
of
a
the
preference.
two? Okay.
They both enrage me, but you sort yourself out.
Okay, handsome. And we've got Jez. Good evening, Jez.
Good evening, Stu. Good evening, Danny boy, the Burgess. Good evening, everyone.
Yours just sour about committees.
Oh, boys, Christmas.
Oh, love it.
I mean, it's November. This is going to be out quite early because people need to go and buy their gifts. But I was only thinking today, right? If you were going to set up a little nativity scene with Star Wars figures, what would you be using? Three Wise Men's got to be quite easy, isn't it? Dan,
Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan.
Who?
Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan.
No, not Anakin. Anakin's Jesus.
Old Anakin. No, look, you could have that old Sebastian Shaw Anakin vintage figure. I'm thinking.
Is he wise?
Not really.
I don't think I can do that word.
All right, Obi-Wan then. I'll pick you. I'll go Obi-Wan.
Oh, well, Obi-Wan, yeah. I'll give you Obi-Wan and Yoda. Jez, or do you agree with Anakin? I thought Anakin was Jesus.
Yeah, I would say Obi-Wan and Yoda for sure. And then, what about the Imperial Dignitary?
Oh, God.
Kind of looks a little bit, bishopy.
Well, okay. I was thinking more someone like Qui-Gon, who's very, very wise, but
Oh yeah, I'm just stuck in the vintage mindset, aren't I? I need to snap out of that.
Jesus.
I think it's Baby Luke. Wasn't there a Baby Luke action figure from Revenge of the Sith? You could chuck Luke in there. I'm sure there must have been.
Babies, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Luke Skywalker's the baby.
Not a little baby Grogu in there,
Or a Wicket.
in his little crib.
Yeah.
Wicket.
But if you're going for
Wicket's one of the animals
authenticity,
knocking around, isn't he? Got a Cadoo, which they all arrived on because that's quite camelified and donkeyfied. What did Jesus arrive on? Was it a camel or a donkey? Donkey, wasn't it?
Donkey.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think it was Mary who rode on him, but whatever.
Perhaps we could re-release Little Donkey, the Christmas Carol, to the Little Cadoo.
Star Wars remix.
Yeah.
Little EOP.
Yeah, I think we're going to. It's going to be good to get Christmassy tonight. But before we get to Christmas, the Christmas guide, boys, I think it's April time since we last did a Modern Way. I think every Modern Way on it, I'm like, yeah, we're going to be back on it this time, monthly. That is the intention for 2026. But what have we bought? I mean, I was just looking at my purchases. Not a great deal, but we'll get to that in a minute. Jez, have you added anything to your vintage collection run?
Yeah, I have.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, surprised. Because whilst I have been doing a lot of vintage purchases this year, I ended up getting the Star Wars Celebration exclusive Japanese Stormtrooper.
Yes.
Which, as you know, I wanted to get in Japan. I was at Celebration and it just slipped through my fingers because they sold
That's
out.
the hot toy, right?
3 hours. Yeah, the hot toy. Sorry if I missed that out. Yeah, sorry for that. So you're absolutely right. The Star Wars Celebration exclusive hot toy Stormtrooper Cherry Blossom with the kimono. And I know that Hot Toys, you can still get the Japanese inspired Cherry Blossom Stormtrooper online now, but it doesn't come with that kimono. So yeah, they were completely sold out at Celebration. I was crestfallen. However, whilst they were all straight away on eBay at hugely inflated prices, I just bide my time, wait it out, and I ended up buying one a couple of months later for about £5 more than they were selling for in Japan. So yeah, really good. Looking at it now, and it does look brilliant. It does look really, really good. It's one of the only non-canon things I've got, and I love it. It's so well done.
I can imagine you got it next to a little bonsai tree or something. I think it'd look really cool against one of them.
I should have. I've got it next to my other Luke Bespin Hot Toy. So I've got the two Hot Toys next to each other. And it's really smart. I mean, I just love the cherry blossom, and it's just wonderful.
It's nice that it's because it is of an event you went to, wasn't it? Something you did, so it kind of represents that. I like that kind of thing in a collection. Yeah, nice. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Looking around, it's really weird. Last year it was modern, and my vintage took a complete hiatus. And now, so much more vintage again. And, but yeah, nothing else. No. Vintage collection. And I think I got a couple of the latest ones I needed to get. Skeleton Crew vintage collection, just so I can still get one of each of the Star Wars logos.
Nice. Dan, been picking anything up?
I've got the AT-AT driver Lego head, so I got that for my birthday. So that looks pretty sweet. And I also got for my birthday the Cad Bane Geeky Tiki. So yeah, I've got a couple of bits there back in end of May. I'm picking some posters up as well. So there was the I don't know if I mentioned this in the last one. I don't think I did. The 20th anniversary print by Matt Ferguson for the re-release of Revenge of the Sith. I picked that up. So I've got a full set of those so far, so I'm hoping he's going to keep doing them. So what was the first one? We got the Empire Strikes Back 40th, and he's done the cinema art for every re-release, and he did a Rogue One as well for the 5th anniversary a few years ago as well. So by all accounts, he's going to carry that on into the 50th anniversaries as well. So yeah, it's a pretty good set. I've got the all the variants. I've managed to get those, so fingers crossed I'm on the pulse of it next year as well, and get the what is it next year? There isn't anything next year, is there? Last Jedi? I don't know if he'll do one for that, but maybe the year after for Star Wars 50th. But that's it for me.
Must be anniversaries in 2026, surely.
Only Rogue One, I think. It's Rogue One, isn't it? At the end of the year. I don't think there's a big summer one like we've had the last couple of years. There isn't a 6, there isn't a 96 or a 2007, was there? So, no, or even an 86.
When did Rebels come out? Is that an anniversary?
No, I don't count.
Well, you know,
it's a cinematic movie.
You're a miserable fool.
What did you get? What did you get your hands on, Stu? What have you been buying?
Well, not a great deal. I have. So you bought me back one of the retro collection boxes, the Attack of the Clones,
Attack of the Clones,
Revenge of the Sith one, which I finally got a few at Echo. And actually, this week I haven't actually opened it yet, but I've got a Star Action figure box, which is that reissue of the Return of the Jedi one with Yak Face and my Mothma and that in there. If you remember, all the scalpers were sticking those prices up, and Hasbro slammed it back at them and re-released it. So that has arrived. So a bit of retro collection coming back. So I did notice that the Acolyte box set is down to £40 on In Demand, I think it is. So I might well purchase.
When you're going to pull the trigger on that, then you're going 40's too much. I'd wait till it gets down to 20.
No, well, people are selling them for like 10, 15 quid individually, and I've got two of them. But 40 quid, I reckon I could probably flog the two, offset some of it, and get the box set while it's down at that price before it sells out. But yeah.
Nice. Are you opening all these up? Have you got them all on display in the cabinet, or you keep them carded?
all just in boxes laying around the room at the moment. But Lego, I have bought a few sets of. I also got the AT-AT driver helmet. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the last Modern Way. But I also bought the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc. Didn't really want the set, but the 9 Num figure in it is a one-off, and they tend to go up in value quite a lot. Bought the Tantive Corridor diorama like that.
That's a nice set.
Yeah, bought the Droidica. I bought the Pod Race diorama, which I said I wanted on the last podcast. I got the Hoth 30th set, but I don't know. I was just trying to look for it as I was loading up tonight, but I can't find it because I can't remember what figure comes with it. But it's like the little scene of Hoth on a base. But
Have you built much of any of this?
I haven't built any of it. And I did buy these.
What are you looking forward to build most out of that lot?
Oh, the Pod Racers. I did take them in at the weekend, so that's it's progress. I did buy the Brickhead, the 5 set of Brickheads of Battle of Endor, only because my daughter loves building the Brickheads. So yeah, I buy them. So
it's because you remind her. I can't even get my words out. It's because they remind her of you. Bit of a brickhead.
Oh, Lando. I'm looking at the set. You think I look like Lando or Luke?
Just the brickhead kind of aesthetic, mate.
Square head. You've got the most square head out of the podcast. So don't come at me for that. Yeah, but that is where that's all I've done modern wise. I am going to sort out the retro collection shelf because if I turn my camera on now, my room. So it's weird because it's actually tidier, but probably looks even worse at the moment. But there's massive gaps now of stuff I've cleared out. It's organised chaos.
I have to make a summer visit, mate, and come and raid your garage and sort it out for you again.
It'll be stunning by then, but honest. Well, okay, so a few pickups. I will get back on the retro collection because I do want to catch that back up.
How far are you off the mark of getting a full set of those? You must be quite near, right?
I'm about 2/3.
Okay,
yeah,
still
I used
pretty
to
significant.
Used to own all the first 2 Star Wars and Empire Waves and sold them all. Now all like 20 quid a pop now. So but yeah, I've got a few of them, but I'm getting there. Right. Okay. So a couple of things. Actually, Dan, let's start with something that's happened this week, and that is the reveal of the Hot Toy Han Solo, which we have been anticipating for years on the Modern Way. It's finally here.
Yeah. So it was originally, I think it was on the Leia Bespin. They had some, the beauty shots of the figure when they announced it, and they often, build little dioramas around the figure sets from Bespin and stuff like that. I think in the example, and she's holding arms. You can't see Han, but you can just see her holding arms with her. And it was kind of a little bit of a tease. And I think that was back in like 2020 or 2019 that figure came out. So everyone's kind of been going since saying, they're going to do Han Bespin. They're going to do Han Bespin. But I think they've done Han and like the Return of the Jedi version since then. They might have done, and I think before that they've done the Han in Stormtrooper armor and Han from A New Hope, but they've never got around to doing the Empire one. They've obviously released Luke Bespin in the last couple of years. Last year they've announced the Chewbacca with C-3PO dismantled on his back, so that's still not out, but should be out shortly. So everyone's going, well, everyone's still asking, where's Han Bespin? And then I think it was last Friday morning before we're recording, kind of woke up in the morning, went through through Facebook, Hot Toys pops up, and the photos are there of it. I looked at it and thought, is this a wind up? My immediate thought was it was a wind up. Someone had put a custom version up or something, and I was like, hold on, that's on Hot Toys official page, and yeah, it's coming. I think it's due for release next either late next year or early 2027, so there's still going to be a bit of a wait for it. It looks fantastic. The head sculpt, the detailing on Han's face. It looks like Han or Harrison Ford circa 1980. He's got the little scar on his chin. Obviously, the same standards as always with Hot Toys. The costuming looks great. The blue jacket comes with a bunch of accessories. You've got the gas mask. You've got a few, I think, the hydro spanners and a couple of other tools. Obviously, he's got his blaster. He's got gloved hands. I can't remember seeing Han Solo wear gloves in Empire Strikes Back, but he's got gloved hands. And it looks like he's
on Hoth, didn't he?
Yeah, but not the little leather gloves, like the pilot gloves he wears in A New Hope.
I don't know.
But yeah, if you look at the pictures, he's wearing those gloves. I don't ever remember seeing him wear those in Empire, but it's got the gloved hands, and he comes with a brown, what looks like the Hoth jacket, the big Parker coat. But it doesn't come with the gloves or anything like that, so it feels like at some point they're going to do a Han Hoth, but with this Han Bespin, they're releasing a jacket with it. But yeah, that'll probably stay in the box for me, and I'll just have the straight up Han Solo Bespin displayed in my cabinet. Pre-orders have gone up. I'm assuming it's on Sideshow and places like that, but I've ordered it from The Good, The Bad and The Robot, so that's available there at the minute. It's 235 quid. plus £15 postage. And if you want to drop a deposit rather than paying the full amount and pay the balance when it's ready, you can do that. That option's available on that website. But yeah, it's available there now. So yeah, all good. Very happy days. I messaged a few people. Mark Daniels, as if you remember back to our days when Mark was on and he was buying layer beds, but he was going about getting a Han to go with her. And I messaged him and said it's out, and he's popped his pre-order in as well. So the effects of being on the modern ways haven't worn out off Mark after a couple of years. He's still buying Hot Toys.
Good. Well, we like to hear, isn't it?
So yeah, no, exciting. Really, that's probably the first modern piece I've been proper like, holy shit! I'll show you. I need that in my life. So yeah, I've pre-ordered that.
The face sculpt is so good, isn't it?
Yeah,
they've nailed it, and I love the coat because so often on these these early images they show the faces are slightly off because they've not quite finished it, but this one's
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, some people are saying they've copied across some of the it looks a lot like the hand from the Return of the Jedi version, but I don't think I can quite tell the difference. Maybe it's just me not loving Star Wars enough, but it looks pretty accurate to me. So I've not paid too much attention to those comments.
I think this looks excellent. It really does, and it's had an effect not just with buying ham. One of the things which I was going to point out later on about, available now, should you want one for Christmas, was the Chewbacca with disassembled C-3PO. Now, last week, that was available. Now, poof, it's gone to waitlist. That's it. You're out. So people have seen this ham, and not only are they doing that, they're like, right, I must get Chewie now to go with it. Because, as you said, you've already spoken about the Leia Bespin, which is just gorgeous. I've already mentioned today the Luke Bespin. But those characters clearly weren't together. Luke was very much on his own at best, but the one you need to put him with is Vader, really. But the Chewbacca there was just brilliant, and that's gone. But this hand, the close up of the face, that is Empire. That is. It's conveying so much emotion, and you can pinpoint that face sculpt with that scene, the eyes, everything. It's really, really top tier. It's great, and actually that seems like a very good price when you consider what we spend on vintage figures. Actually, that's really, really good, isn't it? I'm not surprised that everyone is buying that.
Wow, there we go.
I think they're really building up a good range. I know it's taking time, and we're in it for the long haul. They're really building up a real good range of figures from Empire. So we've got the Lando now, we've got the Boba Fett, we've got the Luke Bespin, the Han, the Vader they did for the 40th anniversary, superb. It's they've done Leia Hoth in the past, Snow Troopers and the like, and it's really building up into a nice set of figures.
Nice. Also, whilst we've been in a hiatus, the Haslab project got funded. Jez, I'll come to you on this. Because I believe you were sitting up all night watching this, because at one point in our chat, you were like, this isn't getting funded. And then it went mental.
Yeah. Mental's still a bit of a stretch.
Well, yeah, so, you know what I mean. It got over the line.
Yeah. So let's just have a little chat about this. The Haslab project. So we've seen Haslabs recently not do so well. We've seen Rankles, we've seen Reaver lightsabers and all that sort of stuff. But this was how do you pronounce it? The late I gunship, so the low altitude assault transport / infantry gunship. So from the prequel era, really, really popular for a lot of collectors. Now these ships, these models have been out before. This isn't in Black Series range. This is the Vintage Collection range, which is, done well in the past. But it comes out and all right, I'm going to immediately go back to you guys. Is this something which would have floated your boat? Did it? Were you thinking, I need to have that?
Well, not for me, but I get why. I mean, it wasn't my Star Wars, but it will be some people's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it was.
Yeah, and it was. And it did. It funded for a while. There were a lot of people doubting it. It got to the first tier. It didn't get to tier 2. It didn't get to tier 3. And there's discussion about that. However, once it did actually get over the line, Haslab were like, right, yeah, you can now have this with it. As of today, it's showing it had 10,541 backers. Now, the target was 8,000, but the first tier, or the second tier, rather, tier 2, was 12,000. So, yeah, it did okay, but I think actually it might have even been a little bit of squeaky bum time for people at Haslab for a while, thinking, have we got this wrong? because you've seen it in the past sometimes at things when you look at how these have been launched, the sort of initial surge, and then there's always a bit of a rush at the end. It was still defying some previous sort of historical purchasing sort of almost algorithms, but it definitely looked a bit ropey for a while as to whether or not. And I was saying to you guys, I'm not sure if this is going to get through. And it was the last sort of day or so that things started to hot up. It was, I'm glad it did. I'm glad it funded for those.
Because some people, this is what they want, and I mean, you kind of do. I kind of do expect like. What was the number? 10,000 to sell? I don't know what the.
So they needed 8,000. They needed 8,000, and they ended with 10.
But they don't hit it because surely, like, there is 8,000 people that really want that.
Well, what you'll also find is there are some people who are now buying 2, 3, 4. We've seen this in the past. People first saw. Let's look at it. The katana, right? The katana now. Recent auction house was trying to sell one for about £3,500. The katanas, I think, probably because of the size and because of it was early Haslab, people not really understanding how it was. That holding premium value. Now, then you had the Razor Crest. Everyone was after the Razor Crest and getting that. Then they realised there was quite a good return on your investment. And then we're seeing other stuff coming out. The Ghost. People are now selling the Ghosts at things like Echo Live for less than they purchased them for, just to get them out of the house. When we know people who are like, oh yeah, I'm in for 4. I'm buying 4 of those, thinking that it would be an investment. So now I think the whole purchasing around these things is starting to wane a little bit, with people unsure of resale value. So that's probably affecting things as well. And space. Let's not get it wrong. Some of these things are huge and have been, but yeah, it wasn't for me. But I'm really, really glad it did fund.
They must realise what really works. They've only got to look at the Cantina, which was last year's one. Yeah, the demand for that. I mean, it backed really quickly, didn't it? It hit its targets. The Tonica sisters, people have waited for them. It was an attractive proposition. Surely you just look at that. I mean, I thought the Haslab was just crying out because this year was Return to Tatooine, wasn't it? That was their whole year promotion for modern Star Wars. Just do a flipping sandcrawler.
Sandcrawler.
People would love a.
Well, that was what everyone. That was the suspected other choice, because the base that they'd laid out there on the plinth, or whatever you call it, within the Haslab booth or the Hasbro booth had sand across it, and everyone thought, they're just going to come out and they're going to dump a sand crawler on that. So that was kind of the big bet, was it was going to be the sand crawler, and I think people were a little bit disappointed when it turned out to be a ship that's been released a number of times. All right, this one's significantly bigger and got a lot more detail and bells and whistles with it, but it's not a new craft. I mean, if they'd have done, I don't know, the Fondor from Andor and did it at $200, it's a smaller ship but with lots of detail. Yeah. Would we have all bought one of them? I think we would have, and I think that's something that would have flown over the line, especially with all the hype around Andor coming out of season 2. But this just seemed a really odd choice to me, and I was one of the naysayers from day one. I was going, "There's no way, $400 for this. There's no way this is going to fund." And I really didn't think it would. I was shocked when I saw the numbers rally and fly up the way that they did. But I think the reality is, I mean, like Stu said, this is almost someone else's Star Wars. For that's what they grew up with, and they want that big fancy version. So you've got to remember that, like, I think I was saying to you the other day, Stu, like the big Millennium Falcon Hasbro did, whenever they did that round, was it 2020, between two, it was somewhere in the noughties. Yeah, the great big one. That would have been about 20 to 30 years old. Those films now are 25 years old. Attack of the Clones is 25 years old. That's how long those toys have been around. So why not do a big version of it for the people that want it? It's just a shame it's $400 and you've got to wait a year for it.
£449. Yeah, £449.99.
Yeah, that's not for me.
It's going to come out Christmas 2026. So yeah, people have had to wait 14 months or so. And they're still, possibly waiting for other things to come through. So, yeah.
There's no electronics on this again or anything like that either. It is just a lump of plastic. It would have been great if they'd have done a bit more with it, but they don't seem to be going down that road anymore. So, yeah, it's great for the people that have got it, but it definitely wasn't for me.
I'm sure it's absolutely stunning once you get it out and build it. And I will enjoy looking at people's videos of them unboxing it and really their little faces, That's what I love with faces. Kind of.
But the Razor Crest was great. It was brilliant. It was absolutely timed so well with the series coming out, and it was just made sense. But this one just seems like a real random choice.
Mine is still in its sealed shipper, and I'm not joking.
That doesn't surprise me, mate.
That arrived February last year, so it's close.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Go on.
It wasn't February last year. It was the year before that. It was like 2022 or 2021. It's been out for ages. Because Mark Daniels got one as well, didn't he? We were still on the show, so it would have been probably early 2022. So you've had that sat there for 3 years now, mate.
Well, there you go. Before we move on to the next one, obviously last weekend was MCM London Comic Con, and everyone was expecting, Hasbro did panels, Steve Evans was there doing the panel. Okay, first of all, I think it was, I don't know whether you boys saw the announcements. 3 Black Series were announced. Actually, really, really nice figures. I don't know if you saw these. The Jedi Master Dooku from Tales of the Jedi, the cartoon. Complete new sculpt.
I didn't see these.
Yeah, complete new sculpt. Also comes with an alternate head accessory, a blue-bladed lightsaber, which has got like a swinging effect on it. I mean, a really, really nice figure. Quinlan Voss from the Clone Wars, also with this swinging effect lightsaber. Complete new figure, I think. Yeah, new sculpt, yeah. And a 7th Sister Inquisitor, which they haven't done in Black Series from Rebels. That's got a removable helmet, double-bladed lightsaber, face mask, an ID9 secret droid. 3 really nice figures, and I'm aware that people in the Black Series groups are like, this is amazing. They're really, really nice items.
As soon as you said Dooku or Blue's lightsaber, I did see that. I did see that in my feed. I didn't catch that it was a Hasbro announcement from the weekend.
Yeah. So, but what people are saying is, just 3 figures announced. People were expecting a lot to be announced, but the Black Series definitely won over the Vintage Collection. The Vintage Collection also only 3 announcements. The Stranger, which I think people were delighted about, comes with lightsaber, soft goods cape, bloody blah. I think he's a great character, a great looking character, great figure. One for Jez's run. I don't know who he's got from the Acolyte, but the Stranger's got to be an upgrade. Who have you got? May? That was your favourite, I think, Jez?
Yeah, Soul. But I think you're right. It's going to have to be. Yeah, it was Soul. But yeah, the Stranger will be the upgrade for
that. They also announced Darth Vader, and it's known as Emperor's Wrath. It's from Return of the Jedi.
I've done that before.
Yeah, this was the problem. Removable. So this is a repack. It was originally in a 3-pack. Does come with like removable Force lightning, effects and lightsaber and soft good capes. Nice figure, but it's another repack again. And Maul Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, which is the cartoon coming next year, isn't it? But again, this is a repack on a new card back. This isn't a new sculpt. So the Vintage Collection again, 3 announcements, only 1 new figure. And people I know had waited up in America for this panel. It overran, and they didn't announce the Retro Collection. It just had Steve Evans at the end going, well, if you want to find out what the Retro Collection figure is, you need to come to the booth. So all these people watching online around the world were like, well, what is it? But luckily, Steve Evans then leaked it on his Instagram, and only one announcement for the Retro Collection, but CZ3. Now, apparently they got a little bit burnt with that last one that was announced at Farthest From last year. I think they're sitting in the shops. I think these companies have bought loads of them, ordered loads of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed at Echo, there was 2 or 3 stands with like 10 of the boxes.
Stacks of them. Yeah, I did see them. I've also seen like people posting up in the States, like I don't know if it's Walmart or Target, like the whole set being sold for like $17. It's been all marked down.
Really?
So yeah, you can get them super cheap out in the States. So you can only expect that something similar is going to happen to the sets in the UK maybe in the next couple of months for Black Friday or January sales.
I will say C7-3 is a brilliant choice. Didn't get it in the vintage era. So it's a great thing to have in the Retro Collection, but 1 announcement. And wouldn't it have been lovely? What about Force Awakens? It's an anniversary. Why not a nice 6-pack box for that? But yeah,
there's definitely something going on. I mean, look, when we were planning this show, I was always go in and look at what's come out. Certainly since the last time we've recorded, and it definitely feels like there's a much lower volume of figures, even repacks and repaints, than we've seen in previous years. Now, whether that's Star Wars taking a breather because it's taking a breather at the minute, and everything will kick into gear next year when Mandalorian and Grogu get announced, or whether there's something else going on and people aren't buying Star Wars toys they used to. It's weird.
It is weird. I thought the Black Series was the one that was really dying, but they seem to the best announcements here was definitely the Black Series. So yeah, who knows?
I think they've just put the prices up as well, haven't they? In the States, I saw something that I think Black Series have gone up to like $28 or something, and the vintage collection's like nearly $20 a figure now. It just seems horrendous for a.
You're right. I heard Chris B talking about that. He was like, so a vintage collection figure is $20 plus, then you've got tax on top of that as well. It is. It does make the hobby tough, doesn't it? It does make it tough.
Yeah.
But go and dip in. I mean, you've got thousands of figures, and if you go on eBay, you can collect other lines for next to no money. Some of them for what you paid for back in the day. You know, so pick a line and collect it if you're new to it. We will look at it in January, the state of the modern hobby and what's what with it. But as a show, but. Yeah, I did just feel, considering this one had been ramped up, that they were going to have a panel and whatnot. 7 announcements over the 3 lines was pretty dire.
I don't think they've done one at MCM before. I know they've done it at London Film and Comic Con, because I remember they did that. Do you remember they had that Han and Leia kind of pale blue box with them? It's meant to represent the scene in the corridor where they're arguing with each other in Empire. They've done exclusives for like UK conventions before, and obviously you mentioned Fathers from there, but I think MCM's a new one for them as well, so maybe they're just keeping their powder dry and they've got something else coming later in the year. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe you thought this would be the. I mean, I think it's today actually. They came available for pre-order, those items. So
okay.
I mean, that's to me. That's the biggest ball ache I think in toy collecting now. That everything's pre-order. You can't just go in a shop and browse and collect. I find that quite tiresome.
Yeah, I was in I was in Forbidden Planet a few weeks ago, and they've got a great range of all of this stuff. I mean, I didn't look at price. I was just looking at all the different card backs, and there's all of this stuff is gettable. I mean, I know there's the odd one that's tougher than the rest because it's an exclusive and stuff like that, but it feels like if you just wanted to do a basic run of stuff, the new figures are readily available. And if you want to go and get them in person, you've just got to go to places like that. Unfortunately, they're not going to be in Smith's Toys and The Entertainer and Tesco's and whatever other supermarket you go to. They're just not stocking it at the minute.
There we go. Right. The final thing I want to talk about before we get on to the gift guide, and I'm sure you boys have all seen it, and that is the Lego Death Star. Now,
oh yeah.
So that's interesting, your reaction there, Dan. So 900 quid in the UK, $1,000 in the States. This is like one of their largest ever. If you go on lego.com, your limit to buy these is 3, which I was surprised at. 9,023 pieces, 38 minifigures. What are your initial thoughts on it?
My initial thought is I like the old one better. I've never built the old one, the one that's more like a globe with kind of the sections cut out. I'd be more inclined to buy that than this. And yeah, the price is outrageous for what it is, I think. I mean, it looks like there's lots of different levels and it looks great, but it's not a sphere, is it? It's just sits flat against the wall flush, as I understand it. I'm not seeing it in person. Lots of minifigures. Yeah, it's almost just like a display more than a display of kind of vignettes of different scenes. It doesn't feel like a Lego set where it's kind of an object, if you know what I'm getting at.
No.
Does that make sense?
For me, I mean, it's massive. The pictures, obviously it looks quite big, but not to the scale it is. It is huge. I'm with you on that. I have obviously got the spherical. I can't talk tonight. I've got the one that's round. And it's got all the scenes on it, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
But I looked at this and I was like, wow, 900 quid. Okay, it's got 38 minifigures, and some of the minifigures are brilliant. Let's not think it's got a little Imperial Dignitary in there, which I think's great. It's got all the classics in there. You know, it's got Luke in his farm boy outfit, but it's also got Luke in his Stormtrooper. Same with Han, a couple of Emperor's Royal Guards, the Emperor. So it covers the basis. It's got a random Stormtrooper in his swimming trunks. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, in a hot tub.
Yeah.
That's from the game. That's from the game. That's from the Lego trilogy game. You go in a room and there's Stormtroopers chilling out.
It's nice. I'm sure it'll be a fun build, but for me, it just didn't grab me. Jez, does it grab you?
It doesn't grab me, but I appreciate it. It's funny what Dan says about, it just doesn't really look like an object, looks like a display thing or something like that. That's how I consider a lot of Lego to be. But I think in some respects, this is spot on. because when they want to bring something else out, trying to improve technology, trying to do this, you don't just want to repackage the same thing and then, bring it out and they're like, it's not much different. It's only a tiny little bit bigger. One of the problems is with the big Death Star, the one which you've got. In fact, Stu, have you actually built yours yet?
Yeah, mine's been built for years. It was one of the things. Do you remember when my shelf fell down when we were recording?
Yeah.
It landed on my Death Star, took a chunk of it out.
Because you had it in the box for ages, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where, wow, it's so big. What do I do with it now? Where do I put it? How do I display it? What do I do? And I think people will find that an issue. Dan, you've bought some massive Lego and sort of Lego bootleg stuff in the past, haven't you? And you've had some great times building these.
Yeah.
Comparison. Whereas this, I think, this is like a premier piece of Lego. Let's face it, Lego ain't cheap, right? Lego's never going to be cheap. Small little kit for a kid, like 20 quid or what have you. But this, you could have on a very well and solid supported shelf against the side of a room or on a wall or something like that. And it tells the story. It shows everything. I think it is quite novel. It is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. It is a lot of money, but I don't know. I think it's all right. Now, we can't get swayed by loads of negativity online because, there's negativity everywhere. And actually, to look at some of the reviews on Lego, people who have had this and bought it. Now, at the moment, it's only got 3.3 stars out of 192. And I wonder how many of these people have sort of review bombed it before it's even come out. They're not necessarily a verified purchaser. So there's a lot of people just hating on it already. But the dominant feedback is 5 stars. And one of the main ones, if you don't mind, can you mind if I just share a review with you?
Yeah, go for it.
It just says, overhated and underrated. When I first saw the reveal of this set in September, I was quite disappointed because the set wasn't what I hoped it would look like. The exposed backside, lack of small details on figures, and the $1,000 price tag really upset me. But after seeing over 10 reviews on YouTube talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly, I learned to like the set for what it is and appreciate the marvellous details and Easter eggs included rather than the constantly complaining about the small details being omitted. I bought this set on the day of its release, and now that I have it in person, I adore this masterpiece. The build process never got boring or repetitive, and I was always looking forward to continuing the build. At the end, I was wishing for more to build, but ultimately satisfied with the finished product. Amongst all the good, there were some minor setbacks. Whilst building the dark grey cylinders directly below the main Death Star laser, it was extremely difficult to insert the grey rod pieces into the circular tiles. And it goes on and on and on. My goodness, I've read a small fraction of this review. But it's just, this is clearly someone who is a fan, who isn't an influencer, who just got gifted it to talk about, or this isn't someone who's initially hating it. They said, they were disappointed, but when they got it, they're referring to this as an absolute masterpiece. So his final little line. Overall, this set, whilst being hard to accept at first, has blown my expectations out of the water. I'm willing to excuse some complications that I had here and there. I do wish there was a little more detail, brackets dual molded leg prints, on certain minifigures, and the price was cheaper. But all things considered, this set is stupendous and deserves more credit and less hate. I am very satisfied with this purchase.
Right. I'm gonna now tell you something, which I don't know whether you know this. So I'm quite into Lego at the moment. I've got a lot of Lego sets from other areas, from themes and whatnot. Now, Lego have done this on 2 or 3 sets recently. When Lego release a new set in their store, they do what they have for 1 week, what they call a gift with purchase. So when you buy this new item out, you get something alongside it. Now, they're often just fun little things. But when you bought this in the Lego store, the gift with purchase was a TIE fighter, which goes in the hangar. Now, unless you buy this set on that first week, you do not get the TIE fighter. So the hangar is empty. Now, those gift with purchases after that first week will go up to about £100, £120 straight away. The Goonies, I don't know if you've seen the Goonies ship that's coming out. There's another room of the attic which goes alongside it. This is the gift with purchase again. They've recently released a fish tank, which was about 300 quid. The pump with the fish stuck in the filter, which there's a place for on the Lego set, was the gift with purchase. If you didn't buy the gift within that week, you didn't get that part of that fish tank. Now, this is a big issue with Lego at the moment, that they're now making parts of these very expensive sets as the gift of purchase. So if you don't buy it at that point, you've got a piece of your set missing, which I think when you're spending £900 on an item, I expect the whole set to be there, and I've not got to go and buy another part to fulfill it.
That's pretty outrageous.
Yeah, and I think Lego are making a big mistake. So their gift per purchase, if you go back earlier in the year, like they released a set earlier in the year, and the gift with purchase was a couple of happy snails sitting on a log, which is fine because they don't actually go with the set. They were just fun little things, and that's the only way you can get that set. And all these sets go up to £100 straight away. So by not having that item, and also there won't be so many of them around, so they'll sell so many of these, but those gift with purchase will only be around the ones that was sold in that first week. So I do think that's a little bit of a bad call from Lego, and it's a new thing they're doing. Have you seen the Goonie ship? It looks brilliant as well. The minifigures for Goonie.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm going to the Lego store on Friday on Halloween. We're going to watch a horror film up London, and then we're going to head into the Lego store.
So it might well be in there as a new release, Dan. But
yeah, I'll have a look.
It's all over the place. It's brilliant. Looks amazing.
Did you get the Jaws one with the Jaws going up on the boat? That one looks cool.
It's still available on the Lego store. But
that one looks pretty good.
I went to buy the well, we'll get onto it in a minute. The AT-AT, but it's bloody out of stock everywhere.
The cookie? Oh, I want to get that now.
Yeah, like a gingerbread house, isn't it?
Let's talk about that in a minute because I'm quite excited for that. I've got to say, I wasn't at the start, but it's grown on me.
It's fun. It's fun. Get it out at Christmas with all your Christmas Black Series like me and Jez do.
Do you know what? Yeah, and you know what? If I had to pick between those Black Series figures and that gingerbread AT-AT, the gingerbread AT-AT wins all day long and comes out a couple of weeks before Christmas and then goes away after. That's the sort of thing I would happily display over those Black Series figures.
Oh, you're mental. They're such good fun. They come out in the decoration box. Like, I haven't even bought one this year, Dan, to add to the collection. Let me have a look while we're online. Okay.
No, there's lots made this year.
There has, actually, because they didn't do any new ones last year, did they? And they've, I think there's 3 or 4 new ones this year.
Or is that Halloween? I can't remember whether it's Halloween or Christmas ones they've done this year. Maybe it's Halloween I'm thinking of.
Be disappointed now you've told me that they've got new ones. Right then, let's go over to our gift. What gift? Because this is what we're here for tonight. Even though we've waffled for ages and ages and ages on that, but all good fun. So we'll go through each section. You can break it down as you want. Age groups, price groups, however you want to do it in your sections that I've asked you to look at. So first of all, I'm going to come to you, Dan. I asked you to look at action figures. So TVC, Black Series, and you've also got that cheaper range. I'm not sure even if they're still knocking them out, but I think they are.
No, I don't think they are. But I've got what I've done is I've picked out some retro collection. I've picked out some vintage collection and some Black Series and a couple of other fun bits as well. So start with the retro collection. We've already mentioned it, the Return of the Jedi wave and the unreleased figure wave. So both of those are out at the minute. They're over on demand. I've looked over there. They're £55 each set. Like you said, you might get them in the Black Series in the in the Black Friday deals over the next few weeks, so keep an eye on those. But they're currently £55. Nice to get under the tree if you've got a Star Wars fan in your life. Easy, it's all one box, got 6 figures inside. Wrap it up, stick it under the tree. They'll be over the moon with that. Onto the vintage collection. So there's a couple of waves that have come out. They're again available over on demand. Let me just get to my photos. So I've gone, but rather than looking at individual figures, I've just picked the waves out. So we've got what have we got here? So we have got wave 57, so a set of 5 figures over on demand. Again, it's retailing for £60, and in that set you've got Dr. Ezevan on a vintage collection card. It looks fantastic. You've got the E-Wing pilot from Ahsoka, Lieutenant Callahan. Again, probably not the most exciting figure, that one, but he's in a set of 5, so we'll keep going. The Imperial Snow Trooper in that set, he looks absolutely fantastic. Have you seen this figure?
Which one's that?
The Imperial Snow Trooper.
Oh,
they just released.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, it's superb. You also get in that set Aura Singh. Again, another really good looking card back and figure from the Phantom Menace. And also in that set, there is a chopper in an Imperial disguise. So 5 figures there, £60. I don't think you can go too far wrong with that. And there's another wave also they've got just released as well. This might be a little bit more up the street of if you're a vintage collector. There's an Obi-Wan Kenobi on a 12-back card. Good looking figure. A new Chewbacca and a new Han Solo from A New Hope. So it feels like they're gearing up for the release of the 50th anniversary of A New Hope. There's also a stormtrooper in that set. It's got an image from A New Hope, but it's different to the one we're used to seeing on a stormtrooper card back. It's the stormtroopers marching through the Death Star corridor when they're just on patrol. And also in that set as well, randomly, amongst all those New Hope figures, there's an Imperial Shock Trooper from the Clone Wars. But I think that's a couple of good waves of vintage collection. If you want to get your figures in bulk or give someone a gift with plenty of figures in, that could be a way to buy multiple figures and, gift them to your loved ones. On the Black Series, I've picked out 3 figures. First one I've picked out is the Stranger from the Acolyte. So obviously a new character from the recent TV show that came out late last year, featuring dual red lightsabers and an alternative head sculpt. And that's in stock now at UK retailers. And I believe Dave Tree's got them in stock because he tried punting me one the other day. So, go and get yourself one of them. The next one, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's SM33 from Skeleton Crew. So this is the kind of pirate droid that looks after the kids when they went on the ship they escaped the planet from. That's on Hasbro Pulse and is retailing for. It's on Zavvi for $32.99. So if you want to get yourself one of those, it looks really nice. So it's that pirate droid. It comes with a little rodent. And plenty of accessories. It's one of the bigger Black Series figures, so it's not in a standard size box. It's got a bigger packaging, and I think it looks great. And then my third choice was the Ronin from the animated series Visions. So they've brought out the I think they did the black and white version of that for Celebration, but the standard version is available and looks great. So that's available now, got limited availability. Hasbro Pulse have also got the Celebration exclusive version, the kind of black and white coloured one that came with the R5D56. I don't know if you saw those out in Celebration, if you thought they were any good, Jez, but you can get your hands on one of them. And with Visions coming out in a few weeks, I thought that was a good choice. Also, just sticking with Hasbro, I think helmets are always a good gift. And I was looking through, found quite some deals going on at the minute. So some of the ones that are out at the minute, the Shore Trooper and the Jeff Trooper, they're available over on Zavvi for £95 each. Also out at the minute, you've got the Stranger helmet from the Acolyte, Commander Cody and Shock Trooper helmet. Lots of options there if you're into helmets. But that Shore Trooper one would be the pick for me. And then if you want to talk kids, Play-Doh, another Hasbro product. Entertainer have got some Squish Sabers available. They come with little Star Wars figures, and you can create Play-Doh lightsabers for them. Nice and cheap and cheerful gifts that you can stick under the tree. So they've got a lightsaber version which comes with a Darth Vader and a Luke Skywalker, and there's also a Mandalorian version that comes with a launching speeder and a little Grogu as well. And it looks like you can squeeze Play-Doh out of them, and there's various molds that come with it for different ships and accessories. But it's a nice little cool set. It's good to see Star Wars Play-Doh products alive and well.
It is. I love a bit of Play-Doh.
Just love sniffing it.
Man, that's weird.
So that's all the Hasbro product, basically, action figures. So it doesn't feel like there's a huge amount that's been released this year, but I think there's some good stuff in there. There's definitely some gems that are worth your time, and it looked like most of that what I've mentioned is all still in stock and available now.
Nice. Well, there you go. Get yourself some figures. Can't believe you've not mentioned Retro Collection, but hey.
I did. You weren't listening then. I did mention Retro Collection at the start. I said
with the TVC.
No, I did the Retro Collection. I said there's a Return of the Jedi wave and the unreleased figure wave, and they're both available for £55 at In Demand. And then I moved on to Vintage Collection.
Okay.
Didn't I, Jez?
I'm scared out of this.
He wasn't listening, that's why.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's still trying to figure out what hot toys he's going to talk about.
Well, with that in mind, that's a lovely little segue. So, Jez, over to you for hot toys.
Okay, so when I first got the notes to this, I just looked at all of the hot toys. I went through the entire website, looking at what was new, what was on pre-release, what was on waitlist. I've got hyperlinks to absolutely everything, when they're coming out, how much they are, my preferences. I've got this full-on spreadsheet of hot toys stuff. And then once again, when I looked at your notes, it said, this is for the gift guide to find 2 or 3 things that you like. So yeah, great deal of work, unnecessary. So considering it's a gift guide for Christmas, gift what gift, I'm going to give a few suggestions now for ones which you can buy now, which are available now or very shortly due to be delivered. And the first one, which I think is absolutely awesome, is the K2SO. Not sure if you guys have seen this. For me, it's an absolute yes. So £205, and it's expecting to be delivered anytime between October 2025 and March 2026. So gift what gift, this could completely be there for you. So yeah, available now on pre-order. But the K2SO droid, I'm loving a lot more than I expected to. You know, I've seen the sort of full-size replicas. I know that, you know, we see the Echo Live, don't we, when Drew, the cabinet dude, takes one along there. And it just looks awesome. It's so imposing. And I'm sure that this would be imposing even as a hot toy. It's height-wise, it's 36 centimetres, proportionally bigger than the Andor, which is also available to go with it. But it just looks great. I think it's such a cool, menacing-looking droid. It's got LED light-up eyes, 2 different weapons. And yeah, you could get that for Christmas. I think it looks brilliant. Also, an absolute yes. And this is going to be delivered in January to June. So still gift what gift, you know, you can say it's on its way, and it can deal with that sad moment at the turn of the year when everyone's just a bit glum waiting for their hot toys to arrive. TIE fighter pilot, and that is just £189. When you're considering now the vintage collection, as you're saying, like, you know, 20 quid or so, $20 plus tax, this is less than £200 and you're getting a lot for your money. So the TIE fighter pilot, I think, is awesome. I was going to say about the Chewbacca with a disassembled C-3PO, but now that's gone straight to waitlist, and which is a shame. So I guess something else for another era, Chopper. 6-scale Chopper figure by Hot Toys, Sideshow Collectables, £189, and that is available now as well. So I think they're the three which I think you could go from a gift point of view. And yeah, what do you think of those?
I've got the TIE Pilot. I think we spoke about it last episode. I've got the TIE Pilot and that Chewbacca both on pre-order, and I'm kind of like just waiting for the email to drop and have to make the payment. But yeah, it's TIE Fighter Pilot, superb.
Yeah, it does look really good. It's a weird one with the TIE Fighter Pilot, because when you were watching Star Wars initially as a kid, you only saw sort of
the mask,
up, didn't you? Yeah. You only saw mask up. So in my mind, the TIE Fighter Pilot is the vintage figure, which I had, which is, you know, all plastic. And in my mind's eye, I'm just thinking all plastic, you know, like the Stormtrooper. And then you're used to seeing the Stormtrooper in all the armour. Then when you start seeing TIE Fighter pilots cosplaying, I'm like, that doesn't look like my TIE Fighter pilot. It just looks a bit weird. And it took me a while to get used to actually seeing what, you know, the TIE Fighter pilot is meant to look like, and not just a 3 3/4 plastic figure, because quite clearly it's not a plastic armor. But I think the hot toy looks brilliant. It's so smart. And for less than two, you know, what I say it was, £189. I think that's a bargain.
Yeah,
there's a few others that I've seen. The Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, I've said it. The Jar Jar Binks, which is on pre-release, due to come out in April 26 through to September 26, looks really good. A lot of support and love now, you know, coming back even more so for the prequels. And I think I said this before with some of these figures, they've just done the moisture look, you know, the amphibious nature of the Jar Jar Binks. I think they've just done really, really well. So that's quite a nice one. There's loads to choose from. There's a few which I'm not so taken with. There's a huge beast of an Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I don't know if you've seen that. It's the Mythos Premium format, which has got the 2 interchangeable heads. So you've got OT, Sir Alec Guinness, and then you've got the Ewan McGregor head as well. So that's quite cool if you're an Obi-Wan Kenobi fan. So Hot Toys, definitely. And when you already say with the Han Bespin, Hot Toys doing some great stuff at the moment.
Yeah. Is that Mythos one? Is that Hot Toys, or is that Sideshow statue?
Yeah, it's on the Sideshow website. So I get confused by the two, actually. So it does say premium by Sideshow, premium format figurine by Sideshow, but it's on the Sideshow website. It's massive. It's 21 inches tall, but you'd expect it to be for £564.
It looks cool, though. I know which one you're talking about. It's nice.
I just think, the K2SO, Sci-Fi Pilot, and Chopper. Interesting that I've said 3 different things there which don't have a face. They're masked, aren't they? But we said it earlier on that Han Bespin is just absolutely the bomb. It's brilliant. I think that's me for Hot Toys, though, fellas.
Fair enough. Thank you, Jez. Always nice. Right. Well, I'm going to cover Lego. What I will say is, first of all, I do think Star Wars Lego's been a little bit not as exciting as some of the other lines. They've got a lot of licenses at the moment, and they're kind of like churning out some really, really nice stuff. And like I said to you, the Goonies ship coming out, even like little sets like the Willy Wonka chocolate land, with the running chocolate fountain. All these little things are brilliant. And there's a lot of Star Wars sets retiring at the end of this year. So if you are looking to get some of these, you might need to jump on them. So let's start with the more expensive sets. The UCS Razor Crest retires at the end of this year. So as of the 1st of January, only the stock that's left in shops will be available. Razor Crest, £520 on Lego.com. First of all, Lego.com. They never reduce their prices, but if you sign up to the Insiders program on Lego, that is worthwhile. After several purchases, you basically can get a set for nothing. So it swings and roundabouts with how you go about that. But there's a few UCS sets out at the moment. You got the ATST is pretty new, nice set, £180. The Falcon's still there, $735 on Lego, but you can get that £600-ish in other places like Smiths and whatnot. Obviously, we've just talked about the Death Star at £900. You've got the Jabba Sail Barge, which is a nice set, £430. Now, these are big, expensive pieces, but there is plenty of bits and pieces. So some of my picks, let's just go through it. I quite like the Star Wars sign. Dan, did you ever pick that up?
No, I've seen it. I've not picked it up.
No, I keep looking at it and thinking it's 60 quid on Lego.com, but on Smiths it's in £43. So quite a big difference. Actually, I just mentioned the Lego Insiders program. I don't know whether you're a member of that, Dan.
I get the VIP card, so I collect the points if I buy off their website or in store, and I always tend to get money off and bonus pieces and stuff.
A bit of a hint on that then, because I've bought a lot. I've probably bought a good 40 to 50 Lego sets over the course of this year. Actually, if you do buy a Lego set in Smiths, on the instruction manual, there's a QR code. If you scan that, you'll get your Insiders points. Which a lot of people don't know. I've got a stack
of instructions.
Exactly.
Upstairs.
Some of the older instructions haven't got it, but if they're from about the last 4 or 5 years, you have this QR code, you go through and it will backdate all of your Insider points.
Nice to know.
Quite a nice little hint if you don't know that.
I am going to go, when we finish this podcast, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to tell Harrison to open his Ottoman bed up and start pulling all the instructions out.
Yeah, well worth doing. Just going through them then, because you've got that Venator class Republic attack cruiser. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yep, absolutely, yeah.
560 quid.
I know.
It's mental for me, but I won't be buying that one. Jez, you built the little Falcon, didn't you, on the display stand, the anniversary one?
Yeah, loved it.
Nice set.
It is a nice set. I look at it often thinking I need to get more Lego. I think it's about 60 quid, 65 pounds.
That's currently £75 on Lego.com, or you can get it's down to 54 in Smiths. So Smiths always do some really good price with Lego, but obviously don't have the same range as Lego.com. But a nice set that.
Yeah.
The ATAT driver helmet, I haven't built mine yet, but Dan, you've probably built yours. If you're into helmets, nice set.
Yeah, no, he is a good build. I mean, it's pretty standard with the others. Simple instructions probably took me, but I did it, add up all the time, it took me maybe 2 or 3 hours to put together. It was nice, easy build.
Yeah, nice. Wicket, I quite like the Wicket figure that came out early this year.
Is that the taller one, like the C-3PO and the Chewbacca? It's probably the nicest of the 3, definitely.
Exactly, I think it worked. It comes with a little minifigure, the detailed stand. I like that look. It's good for me. The TIE Interceptor's still out. That's a nice set, 200 quid on Lego. Not sure if it's available in Smiths at the moment.
I think it is. Well, last time I was in there, I saw it. I don't know whether they've sold out since.
Not on their site, but doesn't mean it's not available. Still got the Kylo Ren helmet available, R2-D2. But sorry, I'm just going through the sets that I've highlighted. I love the gingerbread AT-AT. And I thought for the price, with the little Darth Vader minifigure who's carrying a candy cane rather than his lightsaber, 55 quid, I think, is a really, really good price for what that was.
Well, I'm going to the Leicester Square on Friday, so I'm hoping they've got it in store. So if they have, I'm going to grab one. Do you want one?
If you've got one, mate, just drop me a thingy and I'll send you the cash. I mean, it's not a particularly big set.
No.
It's 697 pieces, but it's an ATAT in the colour of gingerbread with Christmas lights dangling off it and baubles and all sorts of stuff. It's a nice little piece. It opens up, so you can. I'm not sure what's got it inside. It looks all just like a Christmassy little festive scene inside it. So yeah, I think it's great. 55 quid that is. I think that's a great little piece, Christmassy gift. K2, another one that stands up. I didn't mind that one either, to be fair, out of the big tall figures. The Dark Falcon's still around. I remember us actually this time last year going, what the hell is this thing?
Harrison built that. I've got that upstairs.
Yeah, having now watched the Lego Christmas as well from last year, it's a great little show and it's quite funny. You've got your
Darth Jar Jar in there, and
Darth Jar Jar, Luke being like a bit like old what's the guy from the Big
the dude.
Yeah, the dude. That's and actually, I'm quite taken by that now. Now that's 160 quid on Lego.com. I've got a feeling that's about 110 quid at the moment in John Lewis.
I definitely didn't pay £160 for it. I wouldn't have paid £160 for it. It's probably around that sort of mark, 110, 120 quid. But push.
It's definitely worth shopping around with Star Wars, with Lego, because there's always bargains everywhere. You got the Battle Droid on the Stap. I do like as well. Now I haven't seen that reduced anywhere yet. That will be one for the new year, I think.
You've always loved the Stap.
I have. I think I've got a lot of fond memories of it, as it was all I could keep finding when I was going in and out of the shops that day, waiting for the toys to come out. The Tantive, like your Falcon, Jez, on that stand, the Tantive, I think it's one that's due to be retired. So kind of feel like I need to get that. I do think that's quite a nice display piece.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also lots of smaller pieces, you know. Oh, the Onk Cinder, that was the other one. That is reduced on Lego. So that is the ship from the Skeleton Crew. And actually the minifigures in that are quite good. That was 125 quid. It's down to £87 on Lego at the moment. So quite a big reduction on there, 30% off. And I quite like the Force Burner Snowspeeder. Have you seen that with Darth Bob?
No, what's that?
No, that's also from a Lego show. I think, is it Darth Bob? I'm going to have to check.
You have to get us a link now.
Yeah, so if you've not seen the Force Burner Snowspeeder,
maybe when I look at it, if I look it up, I might recognise it. I haven't watched that show. You know, I haven't sat down and watched that one. Is it the same one that the Dark Falcon's from?
No,
Jedi, Darth Bob.
Bob Jedi, that's it. It's not Darth Bob. I was about to say it didn't feel right. Yeah, so the minifigure I know is sought after already. It's funky colours. I mean, this set it's 45 quid in on Lego.com, but it's 35 in Smith's. So actually, quite a reasonable build for a little snow speeder, and it's got two little like side ships that come off of it, and then you've got three minifigures: Darth Dev, Solitus, and yeah, just I suppose unless you've watched it though, it's kind of like, well, what is this?
Yeah, what was it called? This Burner Speeder or something? What did you say it was?
It's the Force Burner Snow Speeder. I mean, the little kind of like side bike thing that he rides on, it clips into the bottom of the snow speeder. So the sets are always kind of like...
Oh, yeah. It's like a hot rod snow speeder.
Yeah.
Got the go faster stripes. Very nice.
Yeah, but lots of little sets as well. Just go and shop it, you know. There's £10 sets, there's £20 sets. There's a lot of sets retiring. The Paz Vizsla Moff Gideon Battles one's retiring this year. The Ahsoka Tano Jewel is retiring this year. That's got a Thrawn figure with it, who will be hard to come by. He'll be one of the ones that's worth a bit. The Pod Race diorama, that's retiring this year. The Sarlacc Pit's retiring this year. Ahsoka Tano Shuttle's retiring this year. The Ghost, which I think's around about 150 quid, that's retiring this year. So yeah, if you're after some of these sets, go and get on them. You've got what's the Star Wars Lego Advent calendar they like this year?
Isn't it like a Droid Factory type deal? Hold on, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Bring it up, because I can't say I've looked at it.
Star Wars Advent calendar. It's the same sort of price as it normally is, so it's like 30 quid, and then it will get reduced to 25 near the time. Yeah, it's like a Droid. It's like a Droid Factory, so it's all droids this year.
You've got a 3PO. You've got a oh, Joe, what, my mind's blank tonight. So tired. The little, what's the droid that runs around the Death Star? Mini. What's it
Mouse
called?
droid.
Yeah, so you got one of that. It looks like a Christmas present.
Yeah.
A little Jawa in a Christmas jumper. And it's making me want to buy it. It's got a little battle droid in there. It's got the little what's the thing that was on the Sandcrawler that's out in the lineup with the funny like telescopic head? Can't remember what his name is.
Oh, it's like a what they called. Oh.
Can't think what it had a name, didn't it?
Yeah, Treadwell. Is it Treadwell?
Yeah,
it Treadwell droid.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. The only thing that annoys me with them is sometimes you get pieces and I'm like, well, what is it?
Yeah.
But look, it's got a little
there's
Babu Frick in there.
Super battle droid, and there's
3PO.
There's like a little droid crane as well, so there's a bit of a kind of link to the droid factory. If you look, there's a bit,
isn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about this in my life this year, but
you need it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So lots of Lego. You just got to delve into it, boys. I expect you all to have purchased loads of it before the end of the year. Jez, I'm going to come back to you. We're going to go into other bits and pieces, books and clothing, because they go together really well.
No. Clothing, books, gift, what gift? Everyone at Christmas loves a Christmas jumper. I mean, goodness, I don't know how many I have, and Star Wars Christmas jumpers in particular. So merchoid.com, official geek merchandise. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff around on Etsy, but this one, Merchoid, have got a really good run of Star Wars jumpers. And I guess one of my favorites, I've not seen this one before, Ewok around the Christmas tree. And it's got some pictures of some of our favourite Ewoks there. Wicket at the front with his spear. And I'll just say it once more. Ewok around the Christmas tree. And then it just says yub nub, yub nub, yub nub all over the top. Do you know what? I love it so much. I am going to share with you guys a link to this. Just so. Let's share with you a link in the chat. All right, I'm going to bring it up just so you can see it, and I want your instant reactions to this.
I've already seen this one, Jez, because I was really tempted by it because I think it's beautiful.
It's lovely.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think it is beautiful.
Nice Christmas colours, green.
Yes, sort of greens and browns,
trees
and creamy. It's just the trees are very sort of Christmas tree. I think it's lovely. I really, really do. And it's delivered in my size, free delivery, $39.99. Happy with that. They've got some really great ones. They've got some. What was the AT-AT one? It was walking around in an AT-AT. Something or other. Here we go. What is it? Walking in an AT-AT wonderland, and that's a very sort of icy, Christmassy, Hoth one. And they're just good fun. And I like wearing these at work event, and everyone's like, yeah. You get nods of approval from the nerds, and you get a shake of the heads like from the people who are just like, oh, Jez, just such a loser. But I don't mind because I'm happy in my own little life. So Christmas jumper, amazing. We like tiki as well, don't we? Right, we've not mentioned tiki for a while. Craig, bless him, was a huge fan of tiki. San Diego Comic-Con debut had the ATST, the Scout Walker, Chicken Walker, call it what you want, with a little chewy muglet. That's coming soon. That was the San Diego one, but it's if you can get them shipped over here when they're available, that's great. But I also liked the Power Droid. You guys must have seen that.
Yeah.
The Power Droid Gonk, that's available now. You can also get that one for those in the UK struggling to get geeky tiki stuff. That one is available on Amazon as well. What else have I been looking at? Books. Yeah, there's all sorts of books out there. However, I don't think you can go wrong with the Star Wars Knitting the Galaxy, the official Star Wars knitting pattern book, which came out in June this year. 28 different projects. You didn't see this one coming, did you? That I would be suggesting a book full of knitting patterns. But hey, all ears, all passions, all Star Wars. What are your thoughts on that?
Didn't Pete Wright have something to do with a Star Wars knitting book?
He might have done.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh, well, that is an unintentional chuck up to, one of Pete's sort of, possible endeavours or connections. He used
to have one on his stand at Farthest From for quite a while.
Right, okay. Mm.
Yeah.
What else? Right, so Etsy, brilliant, isn't it? You can just go and Google now, I want gifts for kids or Christmas gifts or what have you. There are some really, really great things out there. What I've seen on Etsy.com, a Death Star plant pot. Death Star planter with hidden drip tray, various different sizes and colours, which is a bit strange because I just want a grey one. I don't know about you. I wouldn't want a yellow or a red one, but they look great. Really, really great little planter. Again, different sizes. Have one in the office. Tell everyone. Little slight nod to your geeky salties there. So pretty cool. And also Death Star 77 baseball cap. I'm loving some of these things now, which are available on Etsy.com. And yeah, if you just check out Death Star 77 snapback trucker baseball cap, that hits a lot of switches for me as a bold gentleman who often is seen wearing a cap. I think that's pretty cool. Definitely got a bit of a 70s retro vibe about it. And so a few things there. What is a perpetual calendar, fellas?
So what not?
A perpetual calendar.
Oh,
Do you know?
no, yeah.
Anyone, Dan, are you aware what?
Well, it's when you can reset it and use it again the following year. It's not one that you just throw away once the year's done.
So I'm gonna chuck something else in our little link, and we can discuss it, because this reminds my auntie and uncle in the 70s and 80s had one of those sort of perpetual calendar type things. And if you guys seen a link which has just come through in the chat. Yeah, so it's a broken AT-AT. It's a collapsed AT-AT on a sort of snowy Hoth backdrop. But within the AT-AT itself, you've got these perpetual things, so you can change the date, change the month. It's got cubes with each of the months and the days on. So it's going to be there all year round, year in, year out, available on Amazon.com. And it's Grupo Eric Perpetual Calendar Star Wars merchandise, and it's the AT-AT Walker Star Wars Gifts for Men. Yeah, a little bit sexist there, but it's $29.99, and I think that's pretty cool. What are your thoughts on that, Stuart?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I've not seen that. It's a bit different, isn't it?
It is a little bit different.
I think we should each send our partners a link to that. I'll send one to Jules. And then Stu can send one to Emma, and then we can all get one, because you get me this calendar for Christmas. But I think if we all suggest it, we might just see who ends up getting one and influence each other's partners. It's pretty cool. That I like that.
It's pretty good. And the last one, which I'm going to share with you, which I saw, and again, I'm trying to give our listeners an idea of what they can see, what they can get. Let me just bring this one up, and it's another AT-AT inspired thing. I don't think this one is as good. However, it might be something which you think, there's a place for that on maybe my little table next to the sofa by the telly or what have you, because it is an AT-AT. Again, it's another full-on AT-AT, but it's a mobile phone and a remote control organizer / holder. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but it might float the boat of someone who is just surrounded with remote controls, sort of mobile phones and stuff like that. There's just tons of stuff out there, isn't there?
Yeah, that's not doing it for me as much as your calendar.
Yeah, maybe we'll just bin that entire section then.
No. You brought it to the table. It's a good idea.
I brought quite a few things to the table. I think that one actually was the worst of them. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one so much. But anyway, it's your choice. That is just the tip of the iceberg of what's available.
I think that's better than some of the tat I get for Christmas. I'd be quite happy with that, to be honest with you.
Bro.
Right then, nice, Jez. Thank you for all those. There's some great suggestions in there. Now, Dan, you're looking at other collectibles,
yes,
and also pops. I mean, they are big business. I mean, we had Mark Spriggs on the other night with us on the committee, and he was like telling us, I'm not sure whether it was on the show or whether it was just a general chit chat with us, but has got a lot of pops. There is a huge market for these things.
Well,
I think the problem with our podcast is none of us are pop collectors.
Well, listen to me. I've got something better than pops. I'm going rogue, and I'm not going to talk pops. I'm going to talk Pop Mart. Any of you boys know what Pop Mart is? Nope. No. What do young kids love today more than they like most things? It's blind box items, and you go into Smiths and all that. There's tons and tons of blind box stuff, and kids go crazy for them. So Pop Mart is a Chinese company that makes these blind box items, and my stepdaughter is absolutely obsessed with them, and many people all over the world are. And just to give you a sense of how big a phenomenon this is, Funko Pop last year's revenue was $1 billion. Pop Mart 1.7 billion. So it gives you a size of the scale of this thing. They've been around since 2010. You can only buy them direct from Pop Mart, so either through their online shop or via their own outlets, and there's about 600 of them worldwide, 16 of which are in the UK. Number in London, there's one near Leicester Square. a couple on Oxford Street, and they've also got these what they call robo vending shops as well, these stores which are just full of vending machines of all the different ranges of their various figures. You can go in, get some tokens, and you can walk out with some blind box items. I've been to several of them, and there's always, or quite generally, a queue to get into them, depending on what time of the week you go. It's a brand. So the Pop Mart brand is transformed ordinary toy shopping. It's almost like an experience for kids. They go in and they're trying to, which one do I get? They're weighing them, trying to figure out which one's got the one in that they're after. And it's amazing. The kids absolutely love it, that are into it. So what are they selling? So they're 3 to 4 inch blind box figures. You buy the box, you don't know which figure you're going to get until you open it, and inside you'll find like a stylized figure, often in an animation design, but every set's different. And these aren't some chintzy blind box item that you'll find at a supermarket checkout. They're 15 to 20 quid. They're beautifully crafted, exclusive designer toys. They're designed and created by in-house artists in collaborations with other artists from outside companies. As you'd expect, most sets contain chase figures, so you've always got that one everyone's chasing, and they're the ones everyone wants to get, and they'll open dozens of boxes to find them. Some of the biggest stars in their ranges are the Labubu. You heard of Labubu?
Mm.
So Labubu sets, they're like these fuzzy little creatures with big teeth, mischievous grins, and they generated $440 million for them last year. So it's big money, a viral phenomenon. It's gone mental. The company paused sales of them in the UK at their stores due to crowd safety and concerns, and they put limits on how many you can buy, and it was crazy. So they're the most faked imported toy into the UK at the moment, the Labubus. If you go past like one of these like phone repair shops, they've normally got them in the window, but they're all fake. If you want a real one, you've got to buy it from Pop Mart. So Pop Mart, as well as their own original figures, they also do licensed lines. So as you might expect, they've got Disney series, Harry Potter's, Transformers. Last year they did a series of Beetlejuice figures, and of course there's the Star Wars characters as well, all with that kind of signature Pop Mart twist. They've released 3 series of Star Wars so far. There was a Mandalorian set back in 23, and last year they did an original trilogy set. And if I switch my camera on, and I'll show you my Darth Vader just so you can see. So this is the last set that they did. So they come in the blind. You don't know which one you get. Harrison pulled out the Darth Vader for me, and they had like an original trilogy set. So I don't know if you can see on that, he's got like a box, the Death Star window behind him. If you can see that, so you'd get Luke and he'd clip onto that. Say again.
They're quite big, aren't they?
Yeah.
A blind bag.
Yeah. Well, there's 15 quid, mate. So what do you expect?
Yeah.
But
I'm looking online now. I'm saying buy now. So if I just buy now, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Yeah. You get, and some people buy boxes and boxes of these things just to find the ones. And I'll get on to this new series because there is a tough figure to find that has got a massive ratio to pack a chance of finding it. So we've had that. I've mentioned there we've had the original trilogy set. I've managed to get the Darth Vader for that, and the most recent set from 2025 features prequel characters. So I've obviously put the one of Darth Maul in there. The chase figure for that set is a Darth Vader on the operating table, and you've got a 1 in 144 chance of finding that. Now I've searched eBay several times to see if anyone's even put one up yet. And if you search Pop Mart on eBay, you'll find people selling their doubles left, right, and centre. But I'm yet to see that Vader go up, and I think that will go for a fair amount of money if you're lucky to find one. So the recent set is the prequel set, like I say. So there's a Yoda in there, there's an Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme Amidala from Episode 1, a battle droid, a C-3PO, young Anakin in his pod racing gear, obviously Jar Jar Binks, Darth Maul, a Chewbacca, Phase 2 Clone Trooper, Jango Fett, and the elusive Darth Vader on his operating table. And I think they're really great. If you've got young people in your life who are into these blind box things, they all like doing unboxings on Instagram and stuff like that, and something a little bit different. And nice day out if you fancy a trip into town. I think they've got shops in most of them, a few of the big cities around the country, certainly in London and Manchester and places like that. And go and treat yourself to some Pop Marts.
Mate, I've never seen these before. I'm looking at them online now. That Vader on the sort of operating table, but he's rotated up, so he's like 70 degrees upright, just as he's just being told that Padme didn't survive. No! That looks brilliant. But
Yeah.
looking at the entire range, the Padme in her traditional garb looks brilliant. The young Anakin, the older Anakin, they all look really good to the point where if I got one, I don't think I'd be disappointed either way. I think the worst one is probably the Yoda. All things they look great.
I think when you look at things like you joked about Funko Pops, and it is the repetition, isn't it? Sometimes, and then they've all got that same kind of base design and they're built up, and whereas these are a lot more unique. Each series they've done. You know, I talked about the original trilogy. They're very different style to these ones, so they are very much like an artistic interpretation. And you know, like I mentioned, my stepdaughter's into all the different ranges that they do, and it's very, you know, and because out in that part where they love their anime, so there's some of it's very anime inspired and in an animated form, and they just look great. You know, she's got like little shelves set up in her bedroom, and they look fantastic. Real craftsmanship has gone into them. You know, I don't know if it's coming out of that part of the world at the minute, things like Hot Toys and that, but they're definitely a step above what you get with a Funko Pop, in my opinion. So yeah, that was my kind of budget, lower price collectible that I think is probably was quite a nice thing to look at, something different to what we'd normally cover. And any question, anything else on those? Got any opinion on those, Stu? Are you going to go out and buy yourself some Pop Marts?
They're quite nice, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I'd just be if I go and start buying that set, and I know we're going into London this week, I'm going to end up seeing it. I'm going to go, let's try it. Let's try my luck. Let's buy 3 or 4, see if I can get the Vader, and then I'll be trying to get the rest on eBay. But I might have a go. I was lucky last time and got the Vader in the last set, so you never know. So yeah, my higher end item that I looked at, I don't know if you guys remember me posting this a few weeks ago, is the Iron Studios representation of the old Hildebrandt poster. So obviously it's coming up to the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, and they've announced for pre-order this beautiful statue that I think Mr. Spivey would be talking about this now if he was here, because this was right up his alley. If you remember, he had the Jack specific Darth Vader with all like kind of the blue shading on it to look like that Hildebrandt poster. And you know where you've got Luke and Leia, Leia's at Luke's feet holding his leg, and Luke's got the lightsaber raised above his head. It's from that poster. Okay, so I've just dropped a link in the chat for this beautiful new statue. So it's called the Luke and Leia Deluxe. It's from Iron Studios. We talk about them a lot over the years. So it's a limited edition of 1977. It's an 8 with the lightsaber, with Luke holding the lightsaber above his head. It's 16.2, I think it says 16.2 inches tall. It comes with a standard lightsaber, like, you know, you'd expect with a Black Series figure. And it's also got like this lightning effect saber, which is more like the old Hildebrandt poster. And I think it looks great. You've got that, you know, real good. You've got Luke with his 6-pack out, Leia looking very busty and very I don't know, how do you describe it? Very cosmic. She looks like she's out of a 70s space film, I suppose is the best way to put it, with plenty of legs showing. And I just think it's a great piece, and I'm tempted to get it. The detail on it's great. You've got Luke's got the Stormtrooper belt on. Leia's obviously got her buns as you'd expect. But I think it's really cool. Really cool. Really jumped out at me, this one.
You should get it and do an unboxing.
Yeah, I know. Do you like it?
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah.
When you consider that you are a bit of a hot toy addict, connoisseur, whatever you want, right? Insert appropriate word. For the price of 1 1/3 hot toys or what have you, that's a showpiece.
Yeah, and you can get it. I've been shopping around as well, and you can get it cheaper. I'm just looking through now to see the different prices that they've got. If you shop around, you can probably get it cheaper than the £500 that Xavier have got it up for. I think it's on Sideshow for $455. I'm just looking now. Yeah. So Iron Studios Europe have got it for £391. So yeah, you can shop around and get it cheaper. But yeah, I think it's a nice piece.
Yeah, that's where I said about a hot toy and a third or so, because on sideshow.com it's saying £354, but obviously that's to be sent in here. To be delivered October 25 to December 25. It completely fits your gift. What gift? Collector's Christmas guide. I think. Yeah, that How tall is it? Sorry, you may well have said it's 1/10 scale, isn't it?
So I think it was about 16. I had the measurements a second ago. Is it? Hold on one sec. Coming back to it. Hold the line call.
No, I've got it here. 16 inches tall, 41 centimeters height.
Yeah, that's with obviously Luke's lightsaber held above his head. So I imagine it's like a 12-inch scale figure, but obviously with a bit more height because of the pose that Luke's got. But I think I think it looks nice. I think with the 50th anniversary coming up as well, it's perfect.
Very good.
But that was my pick of the high end, and then obviously you got the pop mart on the lower end, so you've got both ends of the scale with those, and all available now or very shortly.
I think you're right. I think that would be right up Craig Street.
Oh, he'd love that. That is with the layer as well, and then the Hildebrandt connection. That would be. I think he'd be hard pressed not to go out and buy that.
Very nice, Daniel. Very nice indeed. Anything else?
That was my picks, mate. That's what I pulled. I've got nothing else up my sleeve.
Well, I had a little look at the computer games and board games. Obviously, the computer games this year is Star Wars Outlaws. Still seems to be popular. Jedi Survivor's still available on all thing. You get some good bargains on digital sales. Lego Star Wars is currently the Skywalker Saga. I think that's about 16 quid on the PS5. So that's your kind of computer games. I'm not.
There is one more that's just come out. The Oculus game. There's a new Star Wars Oculus, or what's it called? The Meta.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah,
I'm
Meta
not
3
with these things.
The Meta 3 Star Wars pod racing game. Hold on 1 second. Star Wars pod
Where's it called?
racing. Yeah, so this has only just come out recently. It's called Beyond Victory on the VR on the Meta games. I'm just opening the Meta app now. It's just coming up for me. It's got quite good reviews. I've not played it. I've watched a few clips of it. And if you want to buy it on your Oculus, it's $15.99. So yeah, pretty cheap little option there. But obviously, if you want to give someone physical, it's always a bit naff giving them clicking on a phone to pay for something. But it's there. It's a brand new game, and to do with pod racing.
I'll have to purchase that and have a game. I do enjoy.
We'll have a race. Can we play together and have a race? That'd be cool.
We should hook up, Daniel.
We should. I've got. I don't know. I've just thought of it.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet you in the virtual world. Give you a hug.
You should see what I wear.
I'm guessing not very much. I'm guessing a pair of Speedos or something.
I did find 8 interestingly kind of board games that are out at the moment. Completely different price points. You got Star Wars Imperial Assault board game. It's around 50 quid to buy, but basically kind of like a large strategy board game. I want to say risk based, but it's nothing like Risk. But it's that kind of long drawn out game. I think it's quite a long
strategy game.
Yeah, I think it's quite a long game if you're going to buy it, but it does look quite good. I mean, the board looks quite good. The pieces look quite good. Great big ATST in there. It reminds me a bit of like a Hero Quest type board, more like that kind of game.
Yeah,
yeah. I love those kind of games. Okay, then, boys. Well, that are some great gift suggestions. If you were hoping for anything under your tree from all of that, let's choose one big and one small each, okay? So kind of something under 50 quid and over 50 quid. So, Jez, what are you choosing that we have been recommended tonight?
Okay, thanks for doing that. I just wanted to absorb it all, take it all in, and then you just jumped on me, which is fine. I just want to give a considered thing. I don't just want to say, sorry, it's due.
You all right?
I just, I know what one thing I want, but the smaller ones. Okay, here you go. Right, of all the things which you've seen earlier on, the small, low-key one, it would have to be a new Star Wars baseball cap, which would be my Death Star 77. It was a close call between that and the Tiki Power Droid, I have to tell you. But if you want the top-end one, the one Dan just brought up, the Hildebrandt, Luke and Leia, I think that's ace. I'm really, really impressed with that. I like it. I like it a lot.
Nice. Dan, what about yourself?
I want a pop mart. Ooh. I want that Darth Vader on that bed. So I've got, in the words of Han Solo, never tell me the odds. I'll buy one. I hope it's that one. I doubt it though, 144 to 1, but yeah, I'll give it a go. And the high end, that Hildebrandt, Luke and Leia statue, I think would be the high end version for me. What about you, Stu?
Yeah,
just something cheap. I would quite like your calendar, Jez. I think that would go quite nicely.
Yeah, very nice. It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit different. Oh, I do like that statue as well, but we can't all choose the same thing. Oh, it is that statue. I can't choose anything else, to be fair.
Hey, I'm glad I found
It's
that.
got the golden gavel.
We'll have a clean sweep on that.
I mean, look, and an honourable mention to that gingerbread Lego AT-AT. I'm going to definitely try and get one of those, but it won't be for Christmas in terms of a present. It will get built and put on the shelf and come out every year. I think it's great.
Can I give one more present plug, which we haven't mentioned? It's not come up in any of our categories yet.
Go on.
And you did have a thing at the bottom of your note saying any other gift ideas.
Completely gone past that, haven't I?
This is a non-commission plug to Galaxy Tours. And I would suggest as a present to yourself or as a present to you and a loved one or what have you, go back. And this isn't the gift of listening to the podcast, but go back and listen to the Galaxy Tours podcast where Dan, me and you were talking about my experience in May. Because, you know, if you are in a position to be able to say, right, I am going to treat myself next year, I'm going to treat myself at Christmas, or I'm going to do something with my partner, the Galaxy Tours 3-day experience will change your life. And I am so glad I did it. Of all the things which I've bought and done and spent this year, the Galaxy Tours experience is probably the best thing I've done in the last 10 years to do with Star Wars. So I think that's the best endorsement I can give for that. Yeah, it's a big ticket price, but it's a holiday which will stay with you forever.
Very tempting. Very tempting. We're going to have to do that, I think, Stu. We're going to have to get back out there with Jez and he can show us around.
I'd love to go back.
Do you think it would have the same impact a second time?
Not worried about him. It's me and you. We've not done before.
Designated driver, yeah?
Yeah, because it's just brilliant. You know, you never forget your first Star Wars celebration. You know, that experience of doing my first one there, but I still go back and love them. But just to know, and I get this, that Grant gets this, Mark gets this, Lee gets it, every time I speak to these guys, it's you're not in the secret club or anything like that. But when you've been there, when you've done it, when you know, and I know that Mark and Lee and Grant look forward to talking with me about the experience and sharing those things and stuff, because it is just so special. And if I had, blue pill, red pill, Star Wars Celebration, Galaxy Tours, it's Galaxy Tours, fellas. It's Galaxy Tours.
Wow, that's big.
Merry Christmas.
Well,
I should get commission.
That is it. Right, so it's time to close it out. Okay, well, we will have one more Modern Way this year. We've got a Force Awakens special coming up on the 10-year anniversary in December. I've been putting the show notes together of that, and actually, it was a great line of figures at the time. It's a nice little line. So let's rebuy all that. But and then next year I will endeavour to get them out every single month. Okay, on it. Okay, so we will. I'm pretty sure I said that this year. This is only like the second or third one, but yeah, the intention is there, so all good. Check out our social media. Go over to Facebook, search for We Are Generation Skywalker or the Generation Skywalker page. The We Are Generation Skywalker page is used more for community, whilst the other one is more for announcements. Head over to Instagram. Dan's pretty active on there at the moment. Search for Generation Skywalker. What else are we on at the moment? Anything actively updating? No?
We're doing there's a bit going on TikTok. There's a bit on Threads. When I remember to do it, but mainly Instagram and Facebook.
I don't think I've ever been on Threads.
Not many people have.
Oh, well, I've never downloaded it. I'm going to download it. Jez is on Snapchat, but they are generally feet pictures, I believe.
Instagram is kind of the hub for all of the content when it comes to new show announcements and stuff like that, and then it all flows through onto the Facebook feed, and then we've got the We Are Generation Skywalker page just for the general chat.
Well, there you go. Right, boys. Well, it is for this show, and we've got lots coming up before the end of the year. So
yes,
keep listening. It is Force Awakens month in
December.
Three shows for Force Awakens.
Yeah, we've got a committee. We'll have a commentary, and then the aforementioned toy show.
Obviously, we're in the middle of the 3-parter of FET. Yeah, lots and lots of shows still to come this year, considering it is November. But it is good night from Daniel.
Good night.
Good night from Jez.
Merry Christmas.
And it is good night from me. We're Generation Skywalker. All eras, all passions, all Star Wars.